Hey guys, Ted from Immersion here, and I just wanted to make another follow-up video to my 2 reviews on the Gale Force Nine Spellbook cards for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. It's gotten a lot of questions, a lot of people have had comments and their experience with Gale Force Nine and the cards themselves, but for those of you who are unaware, Gale Force Nine did actually make an update or post a little blurb back in February, but it was kind of hard to come by and not a lot of people are talking about it, so I found this post on enworld.org, which is a role-playing forum that's one of the more popular ones out there, aside from specific ones to a given game like Wizards for wizard-based RPGs. But they actually are going to be answering some of these complaints from the customers, so let me read you what they wrote here. Hey everyone, the new versions of the cards should be making their way to stores now. Again, this is back in February. To answer some of your questions, these cards will have a large C in a colored diamond in the duration field to denote spells that require concentration. Again, like I pointed out in my updated review, if the spell duration says up to, it is concentration, but this obviously is a much better call. The easiest way to identify the new cards also relates to one of the issues people had, the sharp corners. I didn't really have any problem with the sharp corners of the cards, but I guess the new cards are going to have rounded edges on them. In regards to ritual tags, you'll find that ritual spells have always been labeled as such. On each card, directly underneath the spell name is a line that reads first level divination, ritual, whatever. Again, as I pointed out in my updated review, I missed that entirely on my list playing through them normally, and to the point where they have to say they've always been labeled that way. Well, if people are complaining that they don't see it, maybe change the font color. Like, it's all written in white. Maybe make it black so that it stands out that it says ritual. People are complaining to you about this and you're just saying, well, that's always been there. Well, technically you could always tell if it was a concentration spell, but now you're making a large C in a colored diamond, so apparently that was worth noting. And finally, the 2 spells that were missing, Destructive Wave for Paladins and Mislead for Arcane Casters, have been put back in their rightful place. And then this is interesting too, and in some exciting news, we've heard the complaints from people who are disappointed that archetype cards are missing from their decks, like Cleric's Fireball, for instance. So we're currently looking at ways we can produce small add-on packs that will contain these cards. I've actually reached out to Gale Force 9 on several occasions and asked them, when are these going to be, what's the release date on these? Is there any kind of loyalty program? Like, what about those of us that went out and bought all of these cards ahead of time? Can we trade them back into you for a discounted price? Will you give us a discount if we can provide our order numbers or something to that effect? And what about those of us that did buy the cards already? I don't think we should have to pay for an add-on pack for the cards that we missed. So can we get maybe like a PDF download for Destructive Wave and Mislead or something like that? Or maybe just out of the goodness of your hearts, you'll send us the 2 cards. You could put them in an envelope. I mean, it's just 2 little cards. No response from them as of yet, and I've actually been reading through some of these forum posts. Apparently, some people have had really bad experiences with Gale Force 9, like asking them some questions and them saying, oh, they'll refund you, or this, that, and the other thing. Some of them just say, refer to Wizards of the Coast, like, but you produced these. So, I don't know. Gale Force 9 did put out another set of Spellbook cards for the newly released Elemental Evil campaign, so there are new spells in that. Not a whole lot, and not a lot for a lot of casters, which is a problem that I have personally, but they did release a new set of Spellbook cards and a new Dungeon Master screen. So I'm going to be picking up both of those, because as you guys saw with my other review of the Gale Force 9 screen, it was kind of a bit of a waste, but rather than you guys having to buy it and then complain about it afterwards and find out that it's a bad idea, I'll buy it. I'll do a review on it. I'll also be picking up the Spellbook cards so we can see how those go. But I just figured, again, it's kind of hard to find. It's not anywhere posted on the front page of Gale Force 9's website, and they don't seem too quick to respond to anybody's questions. And sent emails, tweets, everything, no response. So I haven't picked up all of the Spellbook cards yet. There's a couple that I haven't got because none of my players have been using them, like Ranger, for instance. So maybe I'll buy the Ranger cards and see if these new ones come with the rounded corners and all that, and then I'll just show you guys what they look like. But anyway, if you like these kind of videos on tabletop gaming or other kinds of gaming or cooking shows, whatever the random stuff we do, feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you can always head over to nerdimmersion.com where a lot of the stuff will get posted there. There's going to be articles. We're working on a lot of new content. I'm trying to get everybody together, and it's taking a little longer than I thought. But anyway, I'll catch you guys later, and see you next time.